discussing the level term life insurance, one of the most popular products within our lineup of products with Occidental Life or American Amicable. This is going to be one of the most popular products that we have. Basically, it's a based on a 15, 20, 25, and 30 year level premium. It does include and you can add the return of premium. Minimum face amount, it's going to be at $25,000. Maximum face amount is going to be $250,000. The rate classes are going to be unisex, tobacco, and non-tobacco. Obviously, you can pay monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annually. There's a mortgage requirement. That's why it's called the Home Protector. It does require the customer to have a mortgage. There's a conversion privilege, which is pretty interesting. It is a policy good to age 95 and can be converted prior to age 75. And it's always a good option if you want to compete on price, because you can always get a 15-year product guaranteed to age 95 that could be converted before or prior to age 75 to any permanent product. Benefit riders, we have a lot of the great riders that most of you know, but there's some that nobody else has. Return of premium is one that a popular one. Critical illness covers 10 different critical illnesses, up to $100,000. We have a total disability benefit, waiver of premium, children's insurance agreement, accidental death that can be added to it, spouse rider available, and obviously we have our terminal illness accelerated benefit rider, and one of the most popular ones is the confined care benefit. A lot of companies don't have that, and this is a big seller, the confined care benefit rider. I recommend that every agent carries your agent guide within your briefcase or on your laptop, such as a PDF format like this. Now we're gonna move to the brochure. In my folder, when I present to the client, I always carry a brochure with me, so that we can leave that behind with the customer. It really explains what it is and how it works. And here's the critical illness coverage. We can cover heart attack, stroke, cancer, blindness, terminal illness, HIV, kidney failure, paralysis, major organ transplant, and coronary artery bypass. Return, there it is. Coverage for your spouse, your children. There's an accidental death, terminal illness, and these benefits, big sellers right here at no additional premium. They have a confined care benefit that basically what this says is that if you're confined to a nursing home for at least 30 days after the policy's issue, you can receive a monthly benefit of 2.5% of the face amount, up to $5,000. Again, great product. I would recommend this on a combined basis. Like if you saw the quoting engine, it'll show you how to compete with prices and other products, but it's a perfect product for a lot of the homeowners out there. Okay, next we're going to take a look at the application for Home Protector. Very simplified issued application. Again, telephone cases. This not everybody's going to require that you conduct a phone interview. There's a few instances where you will need a telephone interview. So on this, if it requires a phone interview, you would write over here who you conducted the phone interview with. In this case, if you used EMSI, then you would write EMSI and the case number, whatever they gave you over here. You would put Yes, I did conduct a telephone interview, customer's phone number. All of that information is going to be key for your application to fly through underwriting. Again, one of the most common things that agents missed on this one, it's going to be the social security and the driver's license. Please do not miss your social security, your driver's license, and of course you still have the date of birth. Click on the age that your illustration, state of birth, whether they're single or married. Again, if the proposed insured is the same as the owner, you really don't need to put this, fill in this part if they're going to be the same. Otherwise, go ahead and take care of it. If this is where the primary and contingent beneficiaries go. If you got to split the beneficiaries between 50%, you would, if you have two primaries, you would put, again, you would mark across contingent, you would bring primary over here by hand, and you would put, you know, whatever relationship, but 50% over here, and then 50% on the bottom right here. Oops, that's but anyways, 50-50, that would make them both primary beneficiaries. If you use the return of premium, don't forget to mark here. Under plan over here, we know it's a home protector because the application says it's a home protector. What we're looking for over here on the plan is whether it's a 15-year, 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. And then write the face amount. Have they smoked in the last 12 months or not? Any other riders that they might have used right here. Again, I always use the bank draft, and I put the amount of the monthly payment. I always send my application to the insured. I always put on the requested policy day, I always put on issue. This kind of speeds up the process instead of a specific date. So I always write on issue over here. Again, you would go through all your health questions. Make sure, and this is super important, make sure that you have your doctor information on the bottom. Everybody has been to a doctor at some point. If you get a doctor, you won't have any underwriting issues. It looks really bad when an application comes back and there's no doctor. You know, just ask your client, when was the last time you had a full checkup, or you had a cold and went to see a emergency room or whatever. Write it in. You know, maybe they weren't even sick. It's just for a regular checkup. If there was any treatment, write it in. Make sure you include telephone number. That'd be great. Section C. Do you have another life insurance, and are you going to replace it? This is where this would go. If the customer has a life insurance and they are not going to replace it, you still need a replacement for your policy. You know, and then you answer this couple of questions right here. This is where the mortgage information would be placed, and most of this information you can acquire from the lead that you usually get from us. One thing you don't get is what the customer's occupation is, what their duties are, and their annual salary. Any comments you would write under there. This is where the customer would sign on the bottom. Agent reports, if you're splitting with an agent, this is where you would go. Again, if you're replacing or not, you would mark it right here. This conditional receipt stays with the customer if you collect a check. The disclosure statement stays with the client. Confined care disclosure stays with the client. The accelerated leaving benefit rider stays with the client. And now we come to HIPAA. HIPAA statement to release medical records. Yes, we do need the insured to sign. Finally, we have the check authorization or draft authorization, we mark over here that it is for Occidental Life, and then you would fill out the top part if a voided check is attached to the application. If a check is not attached to the application, then what you really you need a second signature from the client that would go over here. The agent's signature would be over here, because now you need to have a verification with the bank credit union. You would call, ask for the manager, and you just let them know you're an insurance agent. You just want to know whether the account is valid or not. You would have the customer sign it, and that's in the event that you don't have a voided check. Do not worry about the e-check for now, but if you do get a voided check, you only need the top part. Again, you would write over here on the requested draft on issue, so that there's no delays. This is circle one of the following. This is if you were going to get the customer to draft on the first, second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month. If you're not, do not mark anything over here. You just make sure that you mark checking the amount of the policy, monthly premium. But again, do not worry about this, otherwise your application is going to delay in process. Alright, that is the application. Obviously you would gather your replacement information from the website. One piece of material that I suggest that you include with every application, it's form number OL 9397, which is called the statement regarding sales materials used. You put the applicant's name, the date, and the signature of the agent. This is where your signatures, the agent, goes. The agent would sign over here, and then your agent number right here. And this is, I would include this particular piece with every single application.